These are the biggest lottery jackpots ever won. Hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars, dropped onto ordinary people in a single night. But here's the part nobody tells you. Most of the biggest winners in history simply vanished. Some built empires. One gave it all to her church, and one lost everything and is no longer with us. So today we're answering the question everyone asks. The biggest lottery winners of all time. Where are they now? Stay until the end, because the single biggest winner in history is the one story you have to hear. Let's start with the winners you'll never find. When you win this kind of money, the smartest thing you can do is disappear, and the biggest winners took that to the extreme. In 2018, a single ticket in South Carolina won $1.537 billion, one of the largest prizes in history. And to this day, no one knows who they are. The winner waited nearly 5 months, claimed quietly through an attorney, gave some to charity, and vanished completely. Same story in Maine in 2023. A $1.35 billion Mega Millions jackpot claimed through a company called Lacoma Island Investments. So the world saw a business name and never a face. And the $1.337 billion Illinois winner in 2022 claimed through a trust identity sealed. 3 of the biggest wins in human history, and the winners are ghosts. That's not a failure of the story. That's the winners doing it exactly right. But a few of the giants we do know about. Mavis Wanczyk. In 2017, Mavis, a hospital worker in Massachusetts, won a $758 million Powerball jackpot. At the time, it was the largest single-ticket win in American history. She took the lump sum of roughly $336 million after taxes. And the very first thing she did? She quit her job at the medical center that same week. She had worked there for over 3 decades. Since then, Mavis has stayed almost entirely out of the public eye, living quietly and privately. She did not chase fame. She bought her freedom and disappeared into a normal life. Manuel Franco. 2 years later, in 2019, a 24-year-old from Wisconsin named Manuel Franco won even bigger, $768 million. He took a lump sum of about $477 million, and then he did something remarkable for someone that young. He went silent. No mansions splashed across the internet, no flashy spending sprees. He said he simply wanted to invest carefully and protect his future. And then he vanished from public view almost entirely. One of the youngest mega winners ever, and one of the most disciplined. Shane Missler. In early 2018, a 20-year-old from Florida named Shane Missler won a $451 million Mega Millions jackpot, one of the youngest people ever to win that big. Most 20-year-olds would have imploded. Shane didn't. He took the lump sum, immediately formed a trust to hold the money and protect his identity, and said his plan was to invest it and do some good in the world. Where is he now? Exactly where a smart winner should be. Out of the headlines, quietly managing a fortune most people his age couldn't imagine. John and Lisa Robinson. In 2016, this couple from Tennessee won a $528 million share of a record $1.586 billion Powerball jackpot, split 3 ways. The other pieces went to winners in California who claimed anonymously and vanished, and to a winner in Florida, but the Robinsons stepped forward publicly, and they were smart about what came next. They quietly invested much of it in real estate, bought a lakeside estate, kept their circle small, and avoided the chaos that swallows so many winners. Years later, they're still standing, proof that you can go public and still do it right. Gloria McKenzie. Back in 2013, Gloria became one of the oldest people ever to win a massive jackpot, $590 million in Florida at 84 years old. She took a lump sum of around $370 million. And what did an 84-year-old do with a fortune? Almost nothing loud. She helped her family, quietly paid to repair the roof of a school, and stayed in a modest life. Gloria passed away years later, in her 90s, but she spent her final years secure, surrounded by family, having handled one of the biggest wins in history with grace. Pearlie Mae Smith, that same 2016 Powerball that the Robinsons split, another piece of it, $429 million, went to Pearlie Mae Smith and her 7 children in New Jersey. And instead of disappearing into luxury, the family did something rare. They created the Smith Family Foundation and pledged to give a portion of their fortune back to their community. Where are they now? Still giving. They turned a windfall into a legacy of helping others, the opposite of the lottery curse story. But not every giant winner ended up thriving, and the next 2 are the warnings. Marie Holmes. In 2015, Marie, a single mother of 4 from North Carolina, won a $188 million share of a $564 million Powerball jackpot. It should have set her family up for generations. Instead, she repeatedly bailed her boyfriend, a convicted drug trafficker, out of jail, at one point spending around $21 million on his bail alone. She was sued by her own church over a donation and burned through fortune after fortune. Where is she now? Reports say most of that life-changing money is simply gone. A fortune that could have lasted forever, spent in just a few years. And she isn't the most famous cautionary tale on this list. Jack Whittaker. In 2002, Jack won $315 million, one of the biggest jackpots of its era. He was already wealthy, and he went public, loud and proud. What followed was a slow catastrophe, hundreds of thousands stolen from him, lawsuit after lawsuit, and unimaginable personal loss. His beloved granddaughter and then his daughter both died in the years after the win. He ended up broke, having lost the fortune and the family it was supposed to protect. Jack Whittaker passed away in 2020. When people ask where the biggest winners are now, his story is the reason so many of the others chose to vanish. He once said he wished he'd torn the ticket up. Which brings us to number 1, the single biggest lottery winner in the history of the world, Edwin Castro. In November 2022, Edwin won a Powerball jackpot worth $2.04 billion, the largest lottery prize ever awarded anywhere. He took a lump sum of nearly $1 billion. And unlike almost every other giant winner, we actually know what he's doing with it, because he went to work building an empire. He's bought multiple luxury mansions across California, including estates worth tens of millions of dollars. He's collected rare vintage cars, and he's been flipping high-end real estate, turning the biggest windfall in history into a growing portfolio. It hasn't all been smooth. He's faced a legal battle from someone claiming the winning ticket was theirs, but Edwin has kept a remarkably low profile for a man holding $2 billion, moving carefully and investing strategically. Where is the biggest winner of all time now? Quietly, methodically, turning a once-in-history jackpot into a fortune built to last. So look at the pattern across all of them. The biggest winners in history didn't blow it in a blaze of Ferraris and headlines. The ones who thrived vanished, stayed quiet, invested, and protected what they had. The one who went loud and proud is the cautionary tale. Winning the biggest jackpot on earth doesn't guarantee a happy ending. What you do the day after does. So here's my question. If you won the biggest jackpot in history tomorrow, would you go public or would you vanish? Tell me in the comments. And if you believe your win is on its way, subscribe to the Jackpot Oracle and watch for the signs. Because we believe the universe is already lining yours up. See you in the next one.